Hello, this is Mrs. Cager, and I am going to walk you through the research process and evaluating evidence portion of our research paper. This PowerPoint will just kind of take you through the beginning process of completing your research paper, kind of how to get started. And then once you get started and you start finding sources, how do you evaluate those sources and know which ones are good sources to use and which ones are not? So the first thing I'm going to have you look at is just a few questions to help guide your research. So your topic has been pretty narrowed for you. We've given you the assignment page, which has your topics listed to choose from. So once you narrow down your topic and what specifically you're going to be talking about, then you can use this slide as a guide to formulate your claim about your topic. So some questions that you'll want to ask about your topic are listed here around this kind of this web. When and where did this start? What is the situation? Is it a problem? And if so, why? Who is affected by it? What do I need to learn? What do I already know? Is there any kind of stereotyping connected to the topic? Who is the audience? What do people assume or take for granted about the topic? This is a good place to just kind of start jotting down some ideas to kind of formulate your claim about your topic. Another way you can do that is to use something like this graphic. This is something, again, you can just do on your own paper. This is building your argument or building your claim. So here's what I think. There's this main idea bubble. So here's what I think about your topic. Whatever topic you chose, what do you think about that topic? You want to put your thought there in that main idea bubble. And then down here below are your reasons why you think that. Here's what I think, and this is why. Reason 1, reason 2, and reason 3. Then, for every reason why, you want to find some sort of evidence or outside source to back up your reason. And these can just be jotted down here in these little ovals. You could also include your counter arguments on this page where you argue against your reason. You could argue against your reason, but you always want to point out the weakness in your counter argument, why the counter argument is not the correct answer, because there is a weakness. So first thing, remember, you want to choose a topic, write your claim. This topic, this is a sample. This is not what you're actually writing about. But for this topic example, the claim would be about what you will do after high school is over. So you would write your example, write your claim. After high school, I will go to a 4-year college because, and then you list your 3 main reasons. Then you would also want to come up with a counter argument or an opposing view to your claim. That's kind of the basic way to get started. So for this particular research paper, all of your topics are centered around night or the Holocaust, something around there. So pick your topic and then develop your claim about it. As we continue to move through the research process, once you have your claim, the next step is to find evidence to support your side of the argument or to support your claim. I'm just going to say now, Wikipedia is never an option for a research paper. Wikipedia is not fact-checked. It is not necessarily even true. We don't want to use Wikipedia ever, ever, ever in a research paper. The types of evidence that we're looking for are things like facts. These are things that can be proven. We're looking for expert opinions, and you can use quotations to quote an expert about whatever it is that you're talking about. Statistics or data. This is scientific evidence or scientific data to support your idea. And then, of course, examples of real life situations or things that have happened to people are always powerful illustrations of evidence. As you're gathering your evidence, there are some criteria that you want to ask yourself about. Is the evidence relevant? That means it must speak directly to the point that you're making. Is the evidence representative? Means you can't make a point for the entire US population based on information that you're looking at about one state. So if the information is only applicable to this one small portion of what you're talking about, you might want to present the evidence, but you also want to make sure that you note the problems. Make sure that your evidence is representative of the whole topic or the whole claim that you're talking through. Of course, we want our evidence to be accurate. So this is where you get to be the fact checker. See if you can verify information that you're finding in more than one place. So typically, if something is a fact, it is verifiable in multiple places. And then lastly, you want to be detailed, provide as much detail as possible. If you know how many thousands of people are smokers, then you want to quote that exact number. That makes your argument sound more educated and more polished rather than just saying thousands of people. If you have an exact number and you can be detailed and specific, of course, we want to do that. Synthesizing your evidence, this is where we kind of put everything together. So you want to explore what you've learned, what you've discovered in your evidence, and decide which evidence best explains your topic. What issues or problems are connected to your evidence, if any? Is there anything that could make the evidence more convincing? And is there any reason why people should not believe your evidence? Then you want to examine any bias. So what are the social, economical, religious, or cultural biases that you might have about your topic? What influence does that bias have on your perspective? And how might someone else with a different experience view the same situation? And then finally, make decisions. In order to focus your essay, you have to decide both your topic and your point of view. And that's got to be explicitly stated. If you fail to make a decision, it leaves your essay kind of flopping around in the wind. So after you make your decision with your topic and your stand or your point of view, then you begin the process of brainstorming the evidence and the analysis that you will need to support your claim or your point of view. This is an example of a graphic organizer that you might want to use when you are just really at the beginning stage of sketching out your research paper. This is just a picture of it, so this is something that you could use again as a guide if you just like to sketch it out on your own paper. It's always good to organize your thoughts before you start writing. So this breaks the research paper down into an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, which would be your 3 reasons or your 3 ideas that support your claim, and then a conclusion. And I like this graphic organizer because it really breaks down the body paragraphs for you by having a topic sentence, a supporting detail with a citation, that's outside evidence. So we're looking for maybe 2 to 3 supporting details, and then your conclusion of that paragraph. And then you want to transition to the next body paragraph. So this is a really helpful graphic organizer if you're the kind of person that just really wants things to be lined out for you. This is the one. This is really helpful. Here's another example that you could use. This one just looks a little bit different. This is more of an outline look, but accomplishes the same thing. You would have an introduction with a hook, a little bit of background information, and then your claim or thesis. And then again, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3 if you need it. You would follow the same format, and then a concluding paragraph. So this accomplishes the same thing as the previous slide, just in kind of a different format. So we're going to stop there with this recording. You can always download the slide deck from the attachments here in the course. You can email me, text me, call me with any questions. But the next video, we'll talk about actually drafting your research paper, putting it into writing format, and the next steps after that.